Okay, I'm back. Part 2. So in the first video, we made these tags. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make this envelope, little pocket envelope and with the embossing on the front and put the fibers on the tops of the tags. So let's do the envelope first. And as I said before, you'll need a piece that's 8.5 by 5 7/8. And let me get my little cheat sheet here, which I made up for you. Is you'll want to score at along the long edge. You'll want to score at 2 inches or 5 centimeters, and then 6 inches or 15.2 centimeters. And then you're going to turn it on the short edge, and you're going to score at a 1/2 inch on one side, which is right here, or 1.2 centimeters. So I'm going to do it with my scoreboard. But like I said, you can do it with a straight edge. Let me move my tools here. Okay. Now when I score vellum on a scoreboard, I'm real gentle because you can easily poke right through the vellum. So this doesn't seem to have a right side or a wrong side. So 2 inches on the long side, and I just did it real lightly. And then 6 inches. Then I turned it, and I will do a 1/2 inch along this short side, or yeah, 1/2 inch. And that's all you need to do for scoring. So let's see. I'm trying to remember if I embossed first or if I waited. I can't remember. I don't think it really makes a difference. Okay, so you have this piece and you want to make a pocket out of it. And if you want to round the corners, like I did here, I don't know if you see that, and round the corners of the bottom flap like that. I'm trying to turn the paper to see if you can see that. You'll just need a corner rounder, a 1/4 inch, not a 1/2 inch. So let's take our scissors, and what you want to do is cut out this piece right here and this piece right here, and leave this piece in the middle. I'm going to cut right along that score line, and then on this side I'm going to cut a little above the score line so that flap folds up nice and evenly and it doesn't hit the paper. So cut right above the score line, and then right on the score line there. But basically, your envelope's ready to fold. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fold this over where I made that scored line. And then I'm going to round the corner. Makes it easier to slip in and punch. Do the same for this side. Punch. And then for that flap there, I just need to decide which way I want the flap to go. And I think I want it on the short side. And then what you want to do is I fold up the bottom first on the score line, and then I'll check to see if I cut enough out of these two sides for it to fold in nicely. It looks like I might need to trim a little bit. Let's see. Hold it up. No, I think I got it. First try. So there's your pocket, basically. I did forget, if you want a little notch in the front, just use a circle punch. And I got one right here. Actually, I want my bigger one. You just slip it in there and center it. Go as deep as you want. And punch. Okay. Back. And now it's time for the tape. I have 3/4 inch here, and I'm thinking it will be real good for the seam, and it's going to work for the flap as well. So I'm going to run it right along the edge of this one side. Actually, you know what? Let's do this side. This is the one we're folding over. And we don't want it sticking out. You want to run it up real close to the edge, but it doesn't have to be right on the edge. Just trim it off. I usually make sure it's stuck down with a bone folder, and then peel it off. So make sure your flap is down nice and flat, and then fold the other side over. Now we do the bottom. This will just make it, I'm going to put it just a tiny bit above the edge of the bottom flap. And then I'll just round it a little around that corner. And let's put a little piece on the end here. You don't have to. You could use some glue for that, but I think I will. Turn it over and just cut around your corner. I try to cut a little inside, so I pull the tape back so it's not right on the edge. That way you don't get stickies sticking out. And this little tiny piece here, and then fold up, and you've got your envelope made. We'll take our tags, and see if they fit in nicely. We're hoping, right? And they do. And then this one goes over the top like that. So we'll do our embossing last. We'll put our fibers on next. And you just thread some of this through. Take the eyelash yarn and thread it through. And I usually use, well, I'm going to use the edge of my scissors, I think. Normally I'll use an embossing tool, but I can't get to that right now. Bring that through. Make it as long as you want. Trim it off. And you take the gold thread. And what I did was I thread some through the hole. I should have done that first, but it'll still go through. Thread 1 or 2 strands through that way. And I took another piece and make sure my eyelash yarn isn't slipping. It can be real slippery. And then I tied them together with the gold thread. Because eyelash yarn doesn't loop through holes very well. It gets real slippery. Tied a knot. And a couple of knots I tied with this. Let's do a square knot. There. And then for the short one, or the little tag, all you do is take some gold thread. I'm just checking here to see where I tied it on. You thread it through the hole. And then there's 2 ways you can do, or let's see, how did I do that? I know how I did it. I folded it in half. I made these tags a while ago, so kinda forgot how I did everything. Loop it through like that, then tie it to this tag. And what I did was I looped it through the bottom here and tied it. Then I decided how far I wanted it to dangle. And that's where I tied it, the knot. You can leave the strands or you can trim them. I'll just trim these off just a little bit. And I'll trim these off a little. And there we have our tag. It slips into our pocket. So the next thing we're going to do is do the embossing like this. It's just very easy, and I'm sure many of you have done it before. So, but this is for, I thought I'd show it for people that haven't done it before. So I took, I think I'm going to use this one this time, just to be different. I'm going to get a piece of paper, scrap paper. Get my embossing powder out. And just ink up the stamp. Place your stamp, press down, and if you hold it up to the light, you'll be able to see the image. Take your embossing powder and pour it over the image. Let's put this back. Now, as you can tell, there's some parts there that I don't want embossing powder on. So I just take, excuse me for reaching, a little paintbrush and then carefully go around that image and brush off. If it's in the middle like that, if you loosen it, the brush will pick some of it up and you could possibly knock some of it off. There. See, it's all cleaned up now. So I'm gonna pause the video and go heat this up and I'll be back. Okay. And we have an embossed image. You see that? Nice and shiny, and it's so cool. I love that. This embossing powder is really nice. It doesn't take much to heat it up. And you have your really cool image on the front. So, we are done with our tags. And like I said, if you want to sew around the edges, you can. It adds a real nice touch to the tag. And here you go. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you like this, or leave a comment. Thanks again to any new subscribers. I truly appreciate it. And I will be back. Bye.